Hey everyone, it's me, Alkat, and I'm here with my mess. But hey, it's great. I live in a messy apartment, and I'm at my computer and not at the drawing table because currently it is covered with stuff. So, we'll be doing some live streaming from this wonderful place. Let's see. Okay, looks like Mike is going through, so I'm happy about that. Yeah. All right, so let's get the chat up so I can see things. Put the overlay on, maybe. Yeah. All right, so we got that there, and we want to push turn the screen share. Okay, so this is what I've been fooling with. I'm just gonna make a couple of changes to this real quick. Let's see. Need that. This kind of ended up looking like Mary Jane's. I really didn't want them to be. I probably could have done a fill with black, but I had to do it the hard way. The other one I'll remember and use the bucket tool. Let's go into here. Let's hit this right here. Oops. I love it when I mess things up. Alrighty. Let's go with this. Nope. Close. That's better. Back here. That's good enough. Not that worried about the shoe. So many people just don't draw feet, so I don't think it really matters. Oh. So I've been loosely calling this right now of Majoka Jaeger, which is, let's see, Mao Deegan. Let's see. You should draw the Minecraft fox, but like attractive. I have no idea what that even means. I've actually never played Minecraft. That was kind of not. Oh, this wasn't really a game I was ever really interested in. So I never really looked into it. Minecraft fox, but attractive. Sure. I gotta do these so they look a little bit more liquid. Don't worry about that later. It might help us on the ink. I'm definitely not awake. All right. All right. So this is a loose idea I've been kind of working with. As I said, I'm just probably only going to do maybe 5 or 6 pages just to see kind of how I feel with it. Um, and see where it goes. I'm trying some new things for me. I'm going a lot more stylized and cartoony. If I end up going further with it, I'm going to put a Yonkama in here, which is basically a little 4 panel comic strip. And I'll have like stuff about me or whatnot, what's going on over here. And, then I have the 4 panel strip there. A lot of manga have Yonkama in them that, like, the artist, writer, or whatever kind of, well, artist mainly kind of makes doodles about themselves, like little comic strips about themselves and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I was thinking of doing here. So, but I don't know when that's going to be. This is page 1. I still have some, whatchamacallit, I have to go in and do a lot of gray work still in this, but the line art's done. It is the Gates of Phobos, which is known as, it's fear in Greek, I believe. Which Phobos was a god, I think. Pretty sure. Might be a goddess. Pretty sure it was a god. And as I'm doing this, I kind of put read right to left because I'm actually doing this as a manga. In case I end up having to, in case I submit it to like a place or something like that. And these are the pages I'm currently working on. I still have to do a lot of work here. So, with like detail work and stuff. This is mostly done. I said I have to go in and texture it still. And I still have to finish some of the line art down here. And I gotta do detail work into here. I might make her a little bit bigger there. I'll change the hair up a bit. But yeah, so that's basically kind of what's going on here. Oh, this is getting a little crazy with the amount of stuff I got here. So, go from here. Alright, so that page is over there. That's what I wanted. Actually, haven't even done the line art in here yet, so let's knock that back a bit. Zoom way in. Lines. So my thought process with this whole thing was that was inspired by Kingdom Hearts a lot. And that's kind of what I was working with this idea. So one of the ideas I had pitched that the company that I was working with was kind of interested in, that they liked, was that I was doing a Sentai kind of thing. Very similar to like Ultraman and stuff like that. Ultraman, Kamen Rider, Power Rangers, that type of thing. Basically a tokusatsu kind of genred piece. And then we're like, hey, can you do fantasy? I'm like, but I'm doing. So yeah, I've had lots of annoyances with that. So I kind of wanted to play with that little idea I had again, just the kind of the tokusatsu idea a little bit, but I went a bit more um, Sailor Moon with it, in the sense of, or magical girl with it, I should say in general. Uh, there. That's kind of my idea. It's just going a little bit more of the magical girl genre. But I didn't really want to. I wouldn't really call it. I think it would be kind of a shojo, but not at the same time. As I said, I wanted to definitely get kind of a Kingdom Hearts feel with it. So I started working on my some of my villains that I've had for lots of my comics and D&D stuff that I've run, um, called the Three Sorrows, and they are kind of like the fates or the hopes and things like that. The great fates, the graces, things like that from Greek mythology, but they deal with sorrows. Um, Dario Argento was very famous in doing something with the sorrows concept with his um, Suspiria and Suspiria, Inferno, and Mother of Tears, and it was commonly referred to as the Mother's Trilogy, which that's actually basically right from the write-up of the Sorrows, from the treatise on the Sorrows. It was a poem, like the 1800s, I think. I have to go back and check it, where he got the idea. And I went back and I read the poem, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I want to do my own. So I'm working with the Matron of Tears on this kind of an idea. And she has these little teardrop things that attack people. I just thought that would be kind of neat and kind of Kingdom Hearts ish. Because I've always been a big Disney fan. And, well, there's no way they're going to let me do my own thing with Disney stuff, so I might as well make my own. It lets me kind of also go back and explore some of my favorite uh some of my favorite types of cartooning, which was more of like the Saturday morning cartoon type stuff, combined with the good old like Sunday morning comic strip look. It's all stuff that I used to love, and I actually wanted to draw comic strips before I wanted to do comics, so it kind of fits. There's my little eyeball. There's a little eyeball here that tells me if anybody's watching. Yes, no, it is. Damn it. I hate it when I do that. Wrong layer. I was also wanting to do some stuff with one of the styles I kind of like, Kei Rana, who does gotcha Gatsu. Oh, I can never think. I can never pronounce the name. Daki Akusa. Kaki Akusa, I think, is the name of her manga in the current anime that's out. It's a really cool piece, and I've been addicted to it. The anime is amazing. I was a bit influenced by her, and I wanted to do a little bit of my own things with it. Hmm. Yeah, usually this thing tells me how many people are watching. Like, even if this, I figure it has something. But yeah, so I even went back to doing like milk call style hands and everything, like classic kind of Disney look and things, and like the comic strips that inspired me the most growing up. There were two of them. It was Garfield and Calvin Hobbes. Absolutely love the artwork in those, especially Calvin Hobbes. I loved Garfield. When I was a kid, I just thought that Jim Davis's art was great, and he was. I used to. I did like everything I could to kind of draw like Jim Davis. I also tried to draw like Bill Watterson, but Jim Davis was the first one I was really kind of trying to do, and because I liked how he did eyes and things. What the fuck? There we go. I'm kind of curious about that now. Is there a reason I'm not seeing that? Let's take a look at settings, make sure everything's set. Okay, it's looking fine. That looks fine. Okay. No idea. All right. Yeah, I don't see my little eyeball. Usually I got an eyeball. Oh well, not a big deal. Guess it's a little annoying. Looks like I'm streaming every place properly. Whatever. May have turned up the pressure sensitivity a little bit too much. I like that line. Yeah, I like that better. That's what I wanted. My kitties are on the bed, cute and snuggling together. I love it. That balloon is bugging the shit out of me. Okay, that is better. All right. Was that right here? Yep, that's it. And let's give the file a save. Part of me thinks I probably, this would probably look good in color, but if I actually do try to publish as a manga, they tend to be black and white. So I'm taking a little bit of influence from Tetsuya Yamatsu, and I said Keirana a bit for some of the stylistic choices I'm making. Also, what can I think of his name? Um, he did the concept art for Final Fantasy IX, as well as Toshiyuki Itehana. That was it. He did like Final Fantasy Tactics, things like that. He did, and he basically designed the Final Fantasy 12 world initially. Yeah, I thought I had a little around here. All right, let's move a little bit of that there. Hmm. Let's see. Hear Jeff moving around upstairs. Think I do anyway. I don't think it's Jeremy. Maybe he's still out. Murphy. Okay. If anybody is watching, throw me a comment just to make sure I'm seeing things. Pretty sure it's working. Just paranoid. Actually, if you do that and it's not working, I'm not going to be able to see it. So that kind of ruins that idea. And I've been accused of being smart. Let's see. No, nothing's on Twitch, so that's fine. That's weird. Said that came in from YouTube, but I don't see anything on YouTube. Yeah. All right. No comments. So that's very strange. Oh. Oh, Patrick, how's it going? They're going well. I can't really complain. As I said, I've had kind of a rough few days. The heat really hit me hard. Um, but I felt like drawing and sharing stuff, so here I am. Oh. Nope, that is part of the image. Was it when I first did this? It's actually a gradient color. It's like red or something like that. But so this is gonna be black and white. I just turned it to black and white. It's got the gradient, but every now and then I get a little chunk of white that's in there. And I sometimes like, is that my white background or is that elsewhere? The sister has a 3-month-old kitten cat sitting for Max while Sis and the bro in law are seeing Darius Rucker performing Quincy night. That's pretty cool. Darius Rucker. 3-month-old kitten. That's got to be fun. My little boy just turned a year. He's a year-old kitten now. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, my little kitty's a year old now. And Rocket just turned 10. I think I want to do Quincy turns 400 this year. Damn. Oh, I still got to stick something for that background. Hmm. The hell did I do there? "400-year-old Quincy." It's supposed to be here. I don't even know what the hell I was doing here. So it really is Murdoch this time? uh, well, I'm not drawing Matt Murdock. Not entirely sure what the hell I was thinking there. Yep. Well, if Matt Murdock wears a schoolgirl uniform, then sure. I mean, he's blind, but I don't think he's that blind. And I never really pictured Matt Murdock to be a crossdresser, although a lot of superheroes do wear tights. I don't judge. They can do whatever they want to do. All right, where's my roughie? Let's see. All right, so I had that go like this. Max finds my sneaker laces tasty. Yes, yes, kittens do that. I can definitely say that Kaiju finds just about anything tasty, especially if it's string-like. And of course, he has a fascination with anything electrical, which annoys me because I really don't want a charred kitty. Oh, messengers. Oh, he's so cute. Looks like Kaiju. Yeah, he's a great kitty like Kaiju. And Kaiju's got white on his belly and stuff, but very similar looking. Uh, there you go, Pat. A picture from earlier today of my two little annoyances. Eight, 8 degrees tomorrow. Joy. Yeah, it was 72 today. That was really nice, actually. Starting to really enjoy this weather. My sister thinks he may not be Russian blue. Parents are very stripy. Fair enough. Yeah, Kaiju's got some stripes on him. I just kind of look at him as a what do we call it? The old tabby cat. I almost ended up with a Mancoon recently. That would have been amusing at my place. Not to mention already having two cats. It doesn't look right. I don't have to redo the hair entirely, I think. It's like one of my go-to poses, and I'm like screwing it up. Oh well. All right, let's go in here and mess with a few things. They bobcat. They originally had like some type of a mating with a wildcat of some sort. They are. I mean, that's believed with the ragdoll too. I had one of those. They rock. But yeah, they yeah, they're now just basically a the Mancoon now is just basically a domesticated house cat. So they're also super sweet, from what I understand. They're like they're gentle giants. I mean, they are huge. Hmm. Rethink that a little bit. The hair might be a bit too spiky. I'll mess with this as I go. But yeah, Mancoons are cool. Like I said, I almost ended up with one. Luckily, I decided that I really didn't want to spend the adoption fee for it. So they have one. They had one at the local pound, basically, and I was like, "Oh, I could just go adopt it. I don't have to spend like $3,000 on a cat." And I was like, I don't really have enough room for it, and they're a very needy cat. They really need attention constantly. Uh, or they become little jerks. So crikey. Yep. Yeah, they do get very big. I mean, you can leash train them and take them around with you and stuff places. I'll admit, was a thought. What are you doing? Walking my cat? Granted, I can't really go on long walks and things like that. I can barely walk as it is. When I finish the caffeine boost, I'm switching to water. Huh. Jen had a Mancoon when she was a little girl. Got the Godzilla versus Boston issue today. Oh, fantastic! Oh, that's awesome. That's really great. Jesse drew the cover. I don't know Jesse, but that is pretty sweet. If I do know Jesse, I don't remember. Guess there's always a chance I could have met him before. I gotta get my comics of the week. First, I need money. Then I can get my comics for the week. Actually, in theory, I might have some money upstairs for some of the D&D stuff I was running. And I did pick up a new D&D client, so that should get me a little bit more cash as well. Alright, let's do that. I joked with a friend that I won't introduce Ozzy and Black Sabbath music to the grandkids of my cousins before middle school. That's fair. I think that's probably about the time I started really listening to Ozzy. Was probably around that time frame. Like right around 5th or 6th grade, I discovered Guns N' Roses, and it all kind of went from there. From GNR, I basically went into Metallica, Black Sabbath, Slayer, Motley Crue, um, all those bands, and it led me to what probably is one of my absolute favorites, Iron Maiden. Yeah, I've seen Iron Maiden, Metallica. Between the two of them, I've seen them the most of the different bands I've gone to see. For a while, I went to like every Metallica or Maiden concert that was in the area. I believe I've seen Metallica the most. I think I've seen them like 7 or 8 times. Maiden, I've seen four. I think it's four. It's 3 or 4. Pearl Jam, I've seen twice. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, I see what I did. No, I don't. Okay, nope, that was the original silhouette was there. Well, actually, I might have just added some of that in. There we go. Hey, Mikey, how you doing? All right, now let's back out of that. Good. I'm glad you are well. New monitor is running great. I'm fairly happy with it. I need to dig up the instruction book though and just check what all the ports are on the back and everything, and double check what its max resolution is. Working on figuring out what else to add to the illustration. Well, you can send it over to me. I'll check it out. Um, I liked how it was coming out a lot. I think it was looking pretty good. So you might not really have to do much. I said I just wanted a little bit more texture to it, give it a little bit of a grayscale, so it's not just like killing with the what was it, too much white space. No, I finished Joe Abercrombie's Devils. It was an amazing read. I highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of the Suicide Squad, because it's literally the Suicide Squad, but fantasy characters. Oh, I got a message. Yep, just got it. Let's see. It's looking good. Just make sure when you send me the finished project, you don't have your watermark across the front of it, because that would suck. I won't publish it. I'm liking it. I love the way the baboon or whatever it is looks. My only thoughts would be to kind of add maybe a little bit more musculature to it, where the fur is and stuff, kind of give it a little bit more of a three-dimensional appearance. But it's looking good. It's looking really good, Mike. You've come a long way. I can definitely say that. The building's like perfect. It's just simple. It's perfect. Perfectly good there. Abercrombie and Finch has sold clothes to snobs since 1892. Yeah, no, that tracks. That definitely tracks. So I reapplied for TikTok again so I can actually do live video and stuff like that. We'll see what happens this time. They keep, like, denying me. I have no idea why. Like, I sent them the crap that they asked for. No, TikTok is weird. that going? Keep thinking I gotta use more speed lines. Give the illusion of motion with the like on the characters themselves. Uh, but I think they give the illusion of movement without them. No sinister ritual summoning demons? Well, the night is still young. Now, completely admit that I want to basically draw the discs from Tron. So, with this, so it's a chakra like Lucy Lawless has in Xena. Okay, let's go into here. Pressure sensitivity is so weird sometimes. Sometimes I really have to push to get it to start. There's a great line from Henry IV, Part 1, where Prince Hal's dangerous but charismatic friend here is one who can call upon the spirits. I think I know where this is going. Well, so can I, or any man. But will they answer? That's very true. Uh, okay, that's actually not on that layer. That was not filled with white completely. And yes, pleated skirts, the pleats tend to stick out a bit. So can I, so can any man, but will they answer? Yeah, I guess that remains to be seen. These types of socks weren't exactly in style when I was in school. Girls would wear um, just knee-high socks, or would wear tights, pantyhose, that type of thing. Let's see. Up. You gotta remember, since this is technically upside down right now, I have to move it up, not down. And these will be filled with black. Just not just yet. What I find kind of interesting about Japan with their school uniforms, when they get to school, they literally change out of their shoes into basically kind of their slipper shoes that they wear in the school itself. Why do they wear those shoes outside of school then? These were sneakers or something. Probably easier to walk on. Because dress shoes can suck, depending on the brand and whatnot. What do I know? Martha's. How are you all? Oh, I'm doing. I said I've had a rough couple of weeks. Oh, I should say rough couple of days, not weeks. No, somewhat weeks, but yeah, it has definitely been aggravating at times, to say the least. Actually, I was getting ready to go see Fantastic Four last Saturday. I actually had a bit of a fall, so that kind of sucked. Skinned my knee pretty good. Literally tripped over my own feet. Well, actually, technically, I tripped over a threshold and then tripped over my own feet. And Kaiju found out that he can move really quickly from out from under me as I'm falling, which is good. I really didn't want to fly kitty. That would have really ruined my day. I feel like it was turned off. I usually do a bit better job of this when I'm doing my initial kind of run from my lines. Uh, oh, I know what I was doing. I was thinking about doing another layer on top of it. I was going to call finishes. That's the reason I have some of my lines like this. There we go. That's good. Thank you very much, though. I appreciate it. That's why this has been kind of messing with me a little bit, though, is I just realized that I was going to do another layer on top of this. Cats could outrun Usain Bolt if they felt like. Yeah, they could. I believe the house cat, in certain circumstances, can get up to speeds not they can't sustain it, but like 45 miles an hour briefly. And I guarantee Kaiju has tried inside. But yeah, that's what I was doing. I just heard him purr. Oh, that cat can purr. He's the loudest purr I've ever had. Not complaining. So cute. Yeah. So yeah, these lines on this were yeah, these were more like pencil lines initially. That's why they don't have any of my feathering. Well, they're getting it now. That's what happens when I don't draw on this for a couple of days. I kind of forget what the hell I was doing. It's a thing. No big deal. Yeah, I confused myself with my roughy layer because I actually had line work on it. Which usually when I have my roughy layers, they're usually silhouettes. Um, and I've just kind of drawn into them a little bit to kind of get my foreshortening and things straight in my head. So some really basic stuff, but I actually had drawn in a lot of work on it. So I was like, oh, this must be I must have already done a pass on inks with this. I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the hell is up with this? Because my thought was when I was doing this, I was like, oh yeah, this is I just was like really like lightly tapping this. Nope, that wasn't it. If I can clean my desk off for tomorrow, I might stream traditionally. That's probably not going to happen. So it'll probably be digital again. I want to get back to streaming on Sundays. I really enjoyed streaming that on Sundays, and I definitely need to stream more later at night. I swear I'm de-learning how to do digital art. I've been trying to learn Sketchbook for Android so I can flat in its most anti-intuitive thing ever. That's fair. Yeah, I used Sketchbook for a while. I actually used the version that they had was for Sketchbook Pro. I used to swear by it. It was a great program. And then it's like I sat down and I'm like, well, I remember years before that I used to use this little program called Manga Studio. And I was like, maybe that might be the way to go. And so I got Manga Studio 5, which changed back to the Japanese title of Clip Studio. I was like, yeah, I'll give this a shot. And I kind of compared it to between Sketchbook, Photoshop, and that. And I went Clip Studio. And I've basically been all the way with it. Also, when I started to mess with when I was getting back into using like Sketchbook Pro, they basically had stopped supporting it and were giving it away for free at that point, which I didn't really care. You know, free is good if it's a good program, and it was. But yeah, I used it for a while. I even like I watched a crap load of tutorials on how to use it and stuff. Gotta say, if I was gonna do something with just flatting nowadays, I mean, unfortunately, it's not really an option on Android, but I'd use Procreate. Mostly swear at it. Yeah, the selection tools work some of the time. Sometimes things just inexplicably revert to their previous settings and color. Oh, that's really aggravating. I mean, true flat work, the colors don't matter that much. Um, the flats are just literally just placeholders. So, I mean, some people use them to put down their base colors and all that, but they don't need to be. As long as you can make selections and then kind of go from there, it doesn't matter. I know when I flat things, I tend to go to the utter microscopic level, like anything that has a variance in it gets flattening. There's like a base color, then there'll be like a build up over everything. Like that there are no ads. Yeah, that's it. Sketchbook's free, so that's good. I know if you get Clip Studio, it either has some like insane um trial period. At least it used to. I mean, at one point it was 6 months. I don't think it's that long anymore though. There's no anti-alias, but you can turn down the steady stroke, but then it doesn't stay down. Oh, that's really aggravating. Polymer Omar, best viewers on streambo.com. Remove the space. I see. That looks like spammity spam. And gone. My bot's supposed to take care of that. Why do I employ you? Made it through another year of art fight without getting kicked off, I think. Oh, fantastic. At least I assume that's good. Yeah, I still can't remember completely if I've used them or not. I think I might have. I don't even remember. I swear I don't see this. I swear I don't set out to step on toes. Well, it is called art fight. I have enough done to compile a minicom. Oh, fantastic. Good luck with that. Let's flip that back. Bring that out. Straighten it. Okay. It's coming along pretty good, I think. Should probably maybe add a slide sound effect or something in here. I still need something back here. That'd be cool. I'm all for it. I like comics. Hmm. That is that one? Yes. So if I go to here, do this. There it is. Duplicate. I drop that into here. Up there. Hit you. Turn that off for right now. Shells. Let's kill that and kill that. It's just when you're using a bunch of people's characters and their looks and personalities and permissions are constantly changing. That's true. There's really no way around that one. That's just kind of high on the suck. Architecture and stuff. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I have a lot of fun doing backgrounds. I used to hate them. Then I learned how to draw in perspective. And things became easier. My base silhouette wasn't as good on this one as I usually do. No big deal. Close that up. That one. Turn that one on. That there. And speed limits. Okay. That there. Let's go lines. Hit black here. At least with my 1 hour a week slop, it's parody and not expected to be accurate representation. Well, that's fine. That's always good. Oops. I'm sending in censored versions of that so at least the art can be seen on air. Oh, that works. Yep. Yeah, I have a tendency of drawing hyperviolence, so some people reject that for some reason. I have no idea why. Who doesn't love hyperviolence in their comics? Alrighty, let's see. That age-old thing of, that I believe blood is stored in the body at 2000 psi. And how could every samurai movie I've seen prove me wrong? Well, not every samurai movie, but, most of them. Thanks Sanjuro for that. I'll do an error on set. Leave it to Kurosawa. That lettering looks good. Do you start with a font and twist it, or just go off your head? It depends on kind of what I'm doing. A lot of these are fonts that I've messed with. Um, that I basically each one is on like its own layer, and then I manipulate the letter, and I do things with it, and I also save them all. So if I need to use them again, I have them. I literally have a like huge amount of these that I've done. It's kind of like a lot of my backgrounds. I work out a background or so, and I um only use bits of it. Like this right here is a lot bigger, but it's only got a bit of it just to kind of show the area. That's the front of it. And gratuitous use of the symmetry tool. Yeah, but when it comes to like fonts and things like that, a lot of the times it's me being like, what would sound cool? And I run through a bunch of different noises in my head. Sometimes I make them out loud. Like here, I just want to do ding dong. Then I was like blip and shing. Actually, the ding dong, it's literally one font, and I just split it in two. Like this is one word. This is ding dong, and I just copy and pasted the whole thing, and then I moved them around so that they were off screen. There's also a lot of times when I do my text layers, I don't always do it with my sound effects, but all of my word balloons and stuff are always above everything. And when I do any type of sound effect, it's usually part of the panel. It's in the paneling. Where people draw a big old background and use bits of it behind different characters, like an animation. Yeah, yes, exactly. I actually got the idea from Jim Lee. When he was working on Batman, he drew like a bunch of different like layouts of Gotham City, and then he like would use bits of it in different areas, so he wouldn't have to draw it. So, but yeah, that's the type of thing that I do, and I save them all so I can reuse them. Like I have a bridge that I have done somewhere, and it's got this like massive car pile up on it and stuff like that. And I've used little bits of it here and there in things, but I haven't. I don't think I've ever put the whole thing out. One thing that I tend to use a lot, and I've put out, I have shown the whole image. It's basically a destroyed city scene, and it's just a few skyscrapers that have just been like wrecked. And there's like smoke in the foreground and stuff, and illusions to more in the background. I've used the whole image of that a couple of times. I don't care if I reuse my backgrounds. Just do that for 24-hour comedy. Just draw backgrounds. I'm just gonna draw a bunch of backgrounds. Are you gonna like use them both? Just reuse them? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with reusing your backgrounds. Like you literally do whatever works for you. Like I'm thinking of putting like a flip or something like that here for a sound effect. And I was thinking another one that was like slide. First, I'm going to look to see if I have anything already done that would work. I'll kind of go from there. But I'm also debating what I want to do next. Oh yeah, the other thing that I've set up to do is character lineups for this. I will get to working on this eventually. I actually also made a where'd it go? Bear with me, guys. No, it's over there. There. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Okay, I actually printed that out. It was this right here, but I had turned everything basically red, and then like turned down the colors and turned it down and everything. So your buddies still doing their sword and sorcery thing? Yeah, they are. Yeah, I got to oh, I got to email you some stuff. I just keep forgetting to do it. But yes, we are definitely doing it. Ugh. Sorry about that. I can be a terrible person sometimes. I'm the art director. You think I'd have all this under my thing? No, I'm terrible. Let's see. Actually, if Mikey's still in the chat, he's actually working on it right now. He just sent me some stuff from it, from his. What do I want to do? Oh, that's Rob's. Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he uses a lot of Kyle's brushes too. Some watercolor brushes. Okay. Kind of want that. Hmm. What's the size on this brush? Okay, this is acting a bit more the way I want it to be. Okay, well, let's start over with this one. Now, speaking of Mikey. Let me take a peek. Let's see. No, that's good. That's really good. Yeah, you nailed it. Oh God, did you nail it? Yeah, no, I'm liking that a lot. Playing Scrivener. How do you play Scrivener? That just doesn't make any sense. Where's Save downloads? Oh, I save it to my downloads. Yeah, send me one without the watermark. Please send me one without the watermark. What is download? Downloads. Yeah, that should be there. Why don't I see? Unable to save image. Okay, that might have been the problem. I'll fiddle with that later. What the hell's going on? Oh, everybody's trying to get Game Masters for Gen Con. Actually, Gen Con's going on right now, if I remember correctly. Yeah, email me the file. It's probably big, so. And the best part about working with digital paint, the eraser. How long have we been going? Oh, almost 2 hours. Cool. I think I now know why this is set to 0.1. All right, laid it on thick. Sent. Perfect. I will check that in a bit. It's a little bit more of a pain in the ass to open my email and look than looking at Discord. I'm going to lock for another story to get. Feel free. assuming you meant look. But lock sounded funnier. I gotta finish up my Dorian Valentine piece. And I gotta get the cover going. Oh god, stuff to do, stuff to do. So little time. I got manga shit I gotta do. Oh, this is me just fiddling with basically doing a digital gouache painting. I'm not even entirely sure what I want to do with it right now. I'm just kind of like, I want to play with this and see where it goes. Also, I want to see how the blending works with it. I kind of like that. Yeah, but this is technically blue. It's got a grayish blue, so that's basically kind of what I'm working with. I didn't really want to have trying to think. I didn't really want to have it too crazy. Not liking that. Let's see. Oh, that's why. It's me not realizing the heck it's blending with. Glad to give the sorcery stuff a shot. Yeah, I promise I will send you an email of stuff. I just forgot. Okay. They want us drawing in a particular style, or just it's in your own style. It's just black and white is the big thing. Black, white, gray. Grayscaled. Um, no color. Ooh, that looks like fun. Okay. Yep, Mike should still be here. He's been messaging me on the side and everything, so I'm positive he's still in the chat. But that's that's really nice of you. At some point, I should probably eat dinner. Let's go some lighter shade. And not really. Patrick, I said you want, but I don't have your email. Yeah, that's always a problem. I do like gritty. No, I think Jeremy actually got home. Yep, he's home. Not bad timing. Funny, I don't usually think about painting my covers in the sense of actually doing it like a painting. I usually just make it look kind of cell shaded. But this is actually kind of fun. But anyway, guys, I've been going for about 2 hours, and I should probably get something to eat for dinner. All that being said, I'm going to try to stream tomorrow just to see how I'm feeling because MS sucks. But yeah, that's where the way things are looking now. Oh, that was a good little rough idea to see how the painterly look would kind of go. I'm kind of liking it. I think I might have too many brushes to pick from, but hey, I'll figure it out from there. And I will talk with you all later. I do appreciate everyone who stopped by. Thank you very much. if you could always do me a solid of the and I'm back with my messy room. But hey, it's all good. Perfectly fine. Uh but yeah, so I'm gonna take off for the night, guys. Everyone have a wonderful time, and I hope to see you soonish again some point in the near future. I'm looking at the camera. Okay, let's see. How do I want to do this? There's this thing here. No, why don't I have my backdrop on this? Do I? No, I don't. It's very aggravating. Yeah, that's very annoying. It's not on this one. I gotta upload that. But anyway, I will talk with you all later. Just gonna say bye. Everybody have a wonderful night, and thanks for watching the stream.